When you first go into Google Drive and you've never used it before, this is what you see, and you go to drive.google.com. To create that form, I'm going to show you that first because it seems like that form is probably the most desired skill, at least as far as Google Drive goes, because it makes it so much easier to keep your samples and organized. So you go to New, and down at the More tab, there's Google Forms. So you can click New Google Form. You want to title it something. I think I've got mine titled Free Jamberry Samples. And then the form description, real easy, like get a free sample by filling out my form. So then you're just going to add like the things you really need. And you can use this form for more than just samples, which is really nice. I happen to ask if they're interested in hosting a party and if they're interested in being a consultant as well. You could ask more than that. You're going to ask, what or who am I sending a sample to is usually how I phrase it. Who am I sending a sample to? And then we want to make it just a text, and then they can answer. We want to make that required, and then you add a new one. Where am I sending the sample to? And you can make this a paragraph text if you want them to, fill it line by line for their address. That needs to be required as well. You want to put a picture in, you want to put the picture of the samples in the form, because if you don't do that and you forget to, or maybe you just want to put it in a comment in your Facebook that, get a free sample from me, and you forget to post the picture, it's really important to insert the image of the free samples so that they know what to pick. So I usually throw in, and I'm sure most of you already have that. And then you can say, free samples. I'm not sure why this is there. Let's trash that, because that shouldn't be there. So then we're going to add, we're not going to add another image. Oh, that's right. We want to add a multiple choice question. So, which sample would you like? From the picture above. And you can limit them to, if you say you only want them to pick 2 or pick 3 or pick 5, whatever, you can say pick 2 or less. And then you can actually make it required, and actually I think it might be checkboxes. That's what you need. Data, and then you can say, I don't want them, select at most 2, and then they can't select more than 2, or however many you make it. You can change the error text if you want, but I just leave it be. So then at that point, you want to just add all the numbers. So if you don't want to recreate it and you just want to tweak mine, feel free. You can make a copy. And then I always add a surprise me option, because some people just don't care. I don't usually make these required questions when I'm adding, because I add, are you interested in booking a party? And I don't require answers, I just make this multiple choice and yes, no, and I add a maybe option, just in case I might want to, network with them a little bit more if they answer maybe. And are you interested in becoming a Jamberry consultant? So, and really that's all there is to it. Once you're finished with that, you can click send form, and it gives you this link. And this link will never change. You can copy it, and I'm going to paste it into the chat box. But I'm going to copy this link in, and you guys can just fill the form in if you want. You don't have to give me your real name or data or anything. If you don't want to, that's fine, because I'm going to show you what the answers look like. So if somebody wants to go and submit some so that you can see what they look like, that would be awesome. And it's going to create this new spreadsheet, free Jamberry samples responses, in your Google Drive. So it has responses up here. So if you go into the free Jamberry samples, if you want to change the form and you want to add questions or delete them, you can add questions and the link does not change. So if you later decide, or Jamberry releases a new sample image, you can go back in and change it. So you don't have to, you can reuse this and you don't have to keep, you can just click the edit button and say, oh, I'm going to change the image, and then bam, you're done, and you don't need to create a new form. It's pretty awesome. So that was one thing I wanted to teach you. Somebody has responded. Thank you for bringing my attention to that. So if I go to responses, yeah, you can change it to accepting responses. That's okay. This is not where you actually see the responses, unless, well, you can click on view, but this is not where I go to see them. Let's just, you can do that. That's an easy way. But in Google Drive, it created this new thing, free Jamberry samples. So I can open that up, and it tells you the timestamp. It tells you, all their answers to the questions. And then you can actually edit this. So say I mailed it. I'm done with this one. I can put that I'm done, and I mailed it on today. So the next time you open that up, that way you can keep your addresses of everybody, and you don't need to delete. And you can actually keep this open if you want. I usually end up, you'll see I have millions of tabs in the background and I have tons of stuff open at all times. You can keep it open, and if somebody else were to submit a response, it would just pop up here and I would automatically see it. I don't need to reopen it, which is kind of nice. We got 15 minutes left. I wanted to also cover how I share my files with my downline. Now, you notice I had on my hard drive, oh, look at all my Christmas pictures. I have all my Jamberry stuff in one folder, graphics, Jamberry, and all of the different things that I use for parties. What I actually do, and I'm going to show you in my actual Google Drive, I've got some free Jamberry samples. It also bolds it, and this is if I have new ones that I haven't seen yet. So I'm going to have to fill those when I get done with this training. So I've got all of my stuff in here, and I'm just going to share this with the account that I created over in my Internet Explorer. I've got Google Chrome and Internet Explorer, and it's nice for this training because I can show you what it looks like. So I'm going to share my entire Jamberry folder with the email account that I just created. And now you can see I have this Jamberry materials folder, and I can see all the stuff. That's how easy it is. I can see all the stuff that I shared with myself over here. So I uploaded my folder. That's all I did. originally. I didn't cancel it. I just uploaded my whole folder. And you can actually share it so that they can't edit. I just shared it so that they can. If you just want to share it so that they can copy the folder, you can actually change it. So let's change it so that that person can only view. So now I shouldn't be able, I can just view the stuff. And one of the things I actually have in here, and like I said, I will share this with you if you would like me to, the party document that I use to keep track of party points. Oh, it's right here, Jamberry contacts and party points. So in here, I have my contacts that I can fill in if I don't get a sample request from them. I also keep a Battle of the Jams scorecard because the way I do Battle of the Jams is different than most people. I actually pick 8 wraps and then I have a tournament style. So if I would pair up Let It Snow and Iced, and then whichever one wins would move on to round 2, and then that would face the winner of Reindeer Games and Feeling Festive until I have a final wrap, and then I give I have a guessing game right at the beginning of the 8 wraps of which one that they think is going to win the whole thing, and then if they chose the wrap that won, then they get entered in a drawing for that wrap. So it's just something that I do to kind of switch things up. So for party points, I have, now this is an old one, I'm not using the same point value system, but because I think somebody mentioned to me that joining a team, that you're not supposed to give an incentive for joining teams, so I don't do that anymore. But you can change the point values for these. So, you know, say I want questions to be worth 15 points, and I want placing an order to be worth 25 or something like that. All you have to do is add your guests, and say they asked a question. And I usually just like it after I score it, and it totals up the points. So, and this is real easy to make too, but I don't have a problem sharing this with you. So if you would like that, they posted 2 photos, so they get, and it's so much easier. And then if you have more than one guest, oops, I didn't mean to do that. If you have more than one guest, and say this person just did an amazing amount of stuff, they got so many points, oh my goodness, and you want to see who's in the lead, you can just highlight everybody and go to Data, Sort by the total column. Oh, it's column K in this one. It's column L in my other one, so I'm so used to that. And then descending. And bam! All of your stuff is sorted, and you know guest 2 is now in the lead. Makes it so easy to keep track of. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a full-time job and 4 stepkids and a baby. So I don't have time to keep track of this like on paper. It just, no, I just don't. So, but you do have to make sure that you highlight all your guests when you do the sort, because if you don't do that, things will get screwed up. And I just, all I did was grab, grab the rows. So if I had, that many guests, that's what you would do. You don't want to grab any of the header rows or anything like that. I hope this has been useful to you. Let me know if there's anything I can do to change it, because I'm probably going to do this again.